I show this because I really do want you to go to bozmd.com and click on that little red part that says Dr. Boz Favorites. I get lots of people who write in every week saying, what's your opinion of? And if they would have just clicked here, they could see this list is not very long. This is what I use either in my family, or I have put my own name behind a product if I couldn't find what I thought it should be for quality and reproducibility. So I'm going to show you, first of all, I have a couple of announcements, but a couple of things that I've played with over the last couple of months that I think it's worth sharing. I'm going to scroll down through what the rest of this list shows you, and I'm going to come back to this bucket of clay. I took a mud bath this past week, and I've been playing with this Bentonite Clay. I'm going to come back and tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. So I'm just going to show you, as you come to the Dr. Boz Favorites, you're going to see not just that new product, but I talk about measuring your own fats within your body, using it, skipping the physician order, going directly and ordering this yourself. That's a really unique ability. I do see medicine really migrating towards empowering patients to check their own labs. This is one of the first ones that doesn't require blood to go in a vial. You actually prick your finger like I did on the beginning of the show for a blood glucose, but you blot that the blood onto a card that is a sponge of sorts, and you'll mail that in. The team there runs the analytics on what types of fats has your body been using to make the skin of your red blood cells. I'll tell you, it is the coolest thing to watch what patients, again, they're worried about, are you going to have a heart attack when you're on a ketogenic diet? I have a couple of really great lectures coming for you in the next month or so, diving into that a little deeper. But it's this test that I say, stop looking at your cholesterol. It really isn't the place you should be looking unless you have an advanced lipidologist and they know exactly what you've been doing for the last 6 weeks in what you've been eating. And I have patients take really amazing histories and keep track of their foods, and even I can't do a better job of assessing their cholesterol than what I learn when I have them do one of these omega-3 tests. So there's that. When we scroll down a little further, this is actually, if I had to pick my favorite product that I make, it's this one here. Last week you saw me chirp about it. It's truly... You're going to see why I care about this in a minute. We're going to talk about suppressing appetite. But this powder mixes both the BHB salts as well as the powdered MCT C8C10 into one scoop. And it is that combination of short-acting ketone delivery as well as a fat that your liver will make ketones, and those ketones last a lot longer. Truly my favorite is that product right there. And let's see. Let's go down here. You're going to see my salt. You're going to see this is the other thing that I think in the last week, if you're in America and you're looking at what is a huge transition. We've got kids that are about to head back to college. We also have kids that are going to be on their own in college for their first year, and then I have my teenagers in high school that are starting marching band. And just watching to see how powerful it is to screen everybody with a thermometer that works. So this is what I use in my clinic. I actually asked the company to say, I want to sell this directly to people. That didn't work out, but you can buy it from the company at a pretty good discounted rate. And it's so slick. I have one in my purse. I have 2 at the clinic. I have another one at home. And again, you don't have to touch to get the thermometer to work. But if you watch the sweeping of coronavirus in our country this past week, it doesn't catch everybody, but it is a very important first step is if you have a fever, stay home, stay home, stay home. Again, I got lots of patients suffering with troubles like this. Anyway, you can continue scrolling through here and seeing all the different things that I really care about. But I'm going to go back and tell you a little bit more about how I took a mud bath. So again, this is a bucket of Bentonite Clay. 6 pounds of Bentonite Clay. So Bentonite Clay is, it comes from Utah, and it's a product from Redmond that I didn't even know they had until I was talking with their rep saying, I just really like the Soleil water, and was using some of the salt crystals and was teaching patients and giving a couple little classes on why that's such a big deal to use during a fast, is that constant replacement of these. Salt is one thing, but the electrolytes specifically in that red mint salt it's just been a gift to my patients, to me, on how successful I've been with fasting. And so they sent me some of this bentonite clay, and I'm like, I don't even know what this is. And she's like, well, you know, millions of years ago when North America was under an ocean, and then something happened, and the salt that they harvest for red mint salt has a layer above it of the organic matter that appears to have been pulverized. So the theory is, and I think there's pretty good evidence, that a meteorite hit the earth, and the organic matter that just got destroyed by heat, all layered into this layer of, it's called bentonite is what the word is, but it's several little, it's a combination of minerals and organic matter from like the periodic table, but it's a very negatively charged, as in the opposite of being positively charged, powder. And you know, there's several places that they had ideas for using it, but I said, well, let me just play with it. I want to see what this is. So they promote it as a place that you can put a mask. And again, when you look at inflammation or infections of the skin, or a superficial like burn or infection, you've got a lot of positive charge. You've got a lot of infections, a lot of bacteria that really like the environment of that positive charge. A negative charge will make it much more difficult for them to live in that environment. So to have a clay pack over a wound sounds very like tribal or ancient, but there's actually still pretty good evidence that says, yeah, it really does counteract the growth of some of those bacteria. The other place that they have used this clay is for brushing your teeth. And instead of toothpaste, they call it tooth clay. And I'll tell you more about that in a month, because I had my kids all get one and say, I want you to brush your teeth with this for a month, and we're gonna give a review of it in a month. So stand by for that one. But the other thing that the bentonite clay does is it really is it's kind of helps with just exfoliating. So one day I was in the sauna, and it was really hot and irritable. You're going to see why I was in the sauna in a minute here. And I got out, and I had read on one of their sites that having a mud bath is a great way to lower your temperature, especially if you're hot. And I instantly remember going to Thailand with my family. We went and we stayed at an elephant retreat, which meant the kids had to scoop elephant poop for a week. But we got to ride on elephants. We got to also just go to their mud bath and rub down the elephants. But this clay that was associated with the Thailand elephants was also, I think it was like Estee Lauder, who pays quite a bit of money to this specific elephant place to use that clay to put on your face and charge you $100. Anyway, the bentonite clay has been something I've been playing with, and I can't believe how well it works for absorbing moisture. So I've had a couple of pairs of shoes that I thought I was going to throw away because of boys and stinky feet. Pretty good antidote was actually using this bentonite clay. And the other very interesting thing that maybe I'm too much of a chemist sometimes, but if you've ever wanted to use dry shampoo is, again, negatively charged. It absorbs moisture, and they charge you like $12 a bottle. And what's inside it is this aerosolized, very fine powder, but you practically get 2 uses out of each of those bottles. It's awful. It's really expensive. So as much as it's great for absorbing moisture in hair that probably needs to be washed, but also could be used for dry shampoo, gives a little volume to your hair. I was fascinated when I tried this for my dry shampoo. First of all, way cheaper, like probably 5 cents to straighten my hair. But it was fascinating how well it worked. And anyway, so that's something that's made it to my favorites list. It's kind of goofy. I would encourage you to read about bentonite clay, because I hadn't heard about this, and it's harmless, but it's fascinating. So That's made my favorites list.
Please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Stay tuned.